How's it going, David?
Good. How you doing?
Hi, all right. You were here last time and somebody was like, David spoke to you. Didn't you hear him? I'm like, no, I didn't hear him.
Oh, no worries.
So how's it going?
Everything's good, Judge.
I hate you were not able to come to the
I wasn't able to make it.
Hey, we're now in the congressional record. Who would have thought, right?
Yeah,
So it was a lot of fun.
it looked like it.
And I ended up sitting next to Supreme Court Justice Wallace Johnson. So it was cracking jokes. It was a lot of fun.
Good deal.
All right. Court is calling 2024 CR 008168 State versus Nathan Tyler Montoya. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state? Defense.
David Andre.
Quiet, please. We're on the record.
David Andre Woodard for Mr. Montoya.
And are you Mr. Montoya?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. You entered a plea to the lesser included offense of no contest. The court found there was sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court deferred finding of guilt as you applied for deferred adjudication. According to your plea bargaining agreement, punishment is to be assessed at a cap of 7 years in the prison. There's a $1,500 fine. The state is opposed to your applications. This will run concurrent with County Court Cause number 734433. There should be Chapter 62 registration and no contact with the complainant. Have both parties had a chance to review the TAP evaluation and PSI report, state?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense?
I have, Judge.
Any objections to the TAP evaluation or PSI, state?
Not this, Judge.
Defense?
No, Your Honor.
All right, state, you are opposed. Do you have any witnesses?
We do not, Your Honor. In lieu of the witness, we do have a letter from one of the witnesses, will enter it in as State's Exhibit A. I believe there's no objections.
No objections, Judge.
We'll reserve our argument.
All right, then the court will accept into evidence State's Exhibit A if both parties will give me a chance to review it. All right, if you'll give that to the court reporter.
Yes.
Thank you. And if you could, I think it's marked on the inside as State's Exhibit, correct?
It is.
All right, defense, do you have any witnesses?
No, Your Honor. Only argument.
All right, then the court will hear argument. State, you are opposed?
We are opposed, Your Honor, but we'll reserve.
All right, defense.
First off, Judge, looking at the PSI on page 2, this is Mr. Montoya's first interaction with.
Just one moment. Excuse me, counsel. If you, Ron, if you all could just move to the other end. Hi, if you could just move to the other end, we're on the record. No problem. You are counsel. All right, we're back on the record. And counsel, what page did you say?
I'm on page 2, Judge, of the PSI regarding Mr. Montoya's criminal history.
Yes.
The only criminal history that he has, Judge, is this current case and also the misdemeanor case that's going to run concurrently with this case. Aside from that, he has no prior criminal history. He's 30 years old. At the time of the incident, he was employed at Amazon. He was working. This case was resolved fairly quickly, Judge. Mr. Montoya accepted responsibility fairly quickly. He took a plea, and now we're here before the court. Since he's been in custody, I believe since May of 2024, he's had no contact with his brother, who drafted the letter, I think that was State's Exhibit number A. And he's also had no contact with the young child, who is his niece. Speaking with him, he realizes what he did was not only wrong and inappropriate, but was also a criminal offense. Also, there's a TAP evaluation that is the last page of the PSI report. And the TAP evaluation does not show that Mr. Montoya has any substance abuse issues or any alcohol related issues. We are asking the court to grant his application for deferred. I know it's a difficult case, of course, to consider granting a person deferred adjudication. We're asking the court to give Mr. Montoya that opportunity, one, because he has been in custody. He's had time to reflect and to think about what he did, not only what he did, but the repercussions that happened with his niece. Looking at the PSI and also the letter that the state submitted, does look like the niece did go through some mental health trauma. She likely would still continue to experience, but she has been doing well in school. There will be no other contact with Mr. Montoya and the niece. And we're just asking the court to consider his application for deferred adjudication. If the court does not consider that application, I believe the plea bargain was for a cap of 7 years. We're asking the court to possibly consider a downward departure and placing him in TDC for a lower amount of sentence opposed to the 7 years.
All right, is there anything you wish to say?
I do accept responsibility for my actions.
All right, just 1 second. Can you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? That's it.
Yes.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Hey, Montoya,
All right, so what did you want to say?
accept responsibility for what happened, and I do take accountability for that. I do wish that they're able to have the help that they need, and that should do it. I just want to say that I am excited about everything that has happened. I am a responsible man and will do what I can to become a better man each and every single day afterwards.
All right, I appreciate your accepting responsibility. The one question I have for you is why? Why did you do this? And the reason why I ask that question, because that's a part of, I think, an introspection, right, to yourself. So why? And I think sometimes understanding why we do certain things will help us not repeat it if it should not be repeated. So why?
Why? I believe I do need more self-reflection to understand as to why it was something that should have never been have done. Going through my own depressive episodes and self-loathing, I would say I have caused myself to go down a spiral of deep creativity, I believe.
Mhm.
However, I am able to bounce back up and to truly self-actualize myself. As to why, or that it may be because I'm also myself the victim itself, and I understand that happens because of that that kind of thing. I'm still trying to come to terms as to why, basically. I don't like saying I don't know yet,
Okay.
but it is something that I do regret. I have lost something precious to me. Understand?
All right.
That's all I can say.
All right. Any questions from the state?
Not this week.
All right. Thank you. I appreciate your testimony. All right. This is what the court is going to do. The court is not going to grant your application. The court will find you guilty. This will run concurrent with County Court Cause Number 7344433. There's to be Chapter 62 compliance. There's to be no contact with the complainant. There's a $1,500 fine, time and money run concurrent. Court will give you credit for any time served. I am unsure if the therapeutic community, if you will qualify for it. I'm going to request it for you because I think there are some mental health issues and some trauma going on with you based upon what has happened to you and based upon what I read in the PSI report that he has brothers who are in prison for the same thing. And one of the brothers was actually a perpetrator of him. And the court will sentence you to just 7 years in the prison. Is there anything else with regards to sentencing from either side?
Not with regards to sentencing, Your Honor, we do have the benefit.
All right.
Not from the defense judge.
All right. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, because this is a plea bargaining agreement, because I followed your plea bargaining agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question of what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, we can go off the record. With regards to the therapeutic community, you will still have to request that. It doesn't increase the time that you're in custody, but it can help you, I would say, deal with your past trauma. You understand? I do appreciate that you accepted responsibility for this. Sometimes people never accept responsibility. Sometimes they blame other people for their actions. Is there anything else before the impact statement? Will there be an impact statement?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and the impact statement, is that the complainant or the family?
It's
All right, then let me do this. All right, so what's going to happen now is there's going to be an impact statement, right? So you will stand over there and just internalize what is being said to you. Yes.
I just wanted to write you this letter to let you know of all the ways you have made this to impact our daughter's life. However, you don't deserve to know anything about her and what she has been through. So instead, I'm writing you to tell you about the impact your choices have made to me, Asha, and Tanya. First, me. You have caused all of my past childhood traumas to come soaring back with a vengeance. I literally felt the pain and heartache that I felt as a child when I was preyed upon by a pedophile. You caused me to question my sanity at times. Is this real? Did this really happen? You caused me to mourn the loss of a life that didn't even die. I mourn you, the you I thought you were, the you I would confide in, the you that I thought was one of the good guys. Yet instead you crept in like a wolf in sheep's clothing. My marriage went to shambles soon after finding out about the things you would do to our daughters. I lost everything in the wake of you. Second, Tasha, the pain and heartache you have caused her is immeasurable. The thoughts that race through her head pain me. I can see the pain you have inflicted when I look in her eyes. She too had to mourn the loss of you. We are both in pain over this. We both question daily if we made the right decisions in life for our daughter. If we had known the signs, could we have prevented this from happening? We struggle with this daily. Third, Tanya. She too has to mourn the loss of you and question herself daily if she had only known what she could have done to prevent this from happening. I would like to think you are smarter and had a bigger heart than to do this to our family, to yourself. You could have reached out and asked for help instead of harming our innocent daughter. You really messed us all up emotionally, mentally, and financially. I hope to God that you get the max sentence, because not even that is long enough for the chaos from you that still ensues. I hope when you get out that life is miserable for you and that the courts and parole make you come through every single year they've got. You put yourself in there, you did this. I have nothing more to say.
Thank you.
Monster. Monster.
Excuse me.
Hey, I'm
What do you think? Wait, who do you think you are?
sorry.
No, and don't even act like you're over control with emotion. They're taking you back. Hi. Whose client is that?
Fine.
Hi.
One of three, so I got to two now. A little more manageable.
All right, if you let them put him in a holding cell.
Already, I'm making.
He's overcome with emotion and he doesn't even know.
I'm a very emotional German.